Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. Today, we're gonna do a DIY. Now, this is something that I am currently working on because what's gonna happen is more than likely I'm probably gonna offer this for sale here. Because there's nothing like it, right? It's actually a cross between like a trolling lure and a fly. And what we're going to be doing is actually something really simple. Now, this is, as you can see here, it's a white head. Okay, that's white. It's pearl, actually. And there's kind of no way for me to like just put it in. Now, you could do it like this, okay, with a point out, which is probably like a good thing. And as you can see here, I've done like I've made like a makeshift holder, right? And what it is just gonna keep everything in plane. All right, so the back's gonna be here. I guess it's kind of easier to manage, especially when you're, well, you'll know later, you'll see. All right, so why I'm doing this? This is actually a very good lure for trolling. And you could do this on a kayak, off boats, like a mini bullet head, really. But what we're gonna do is we're actually tying a fly on this. Okay, so that's literally what we're gonna do here. Now, the key thing to remember, oh, that was it. Okay, the key thing to remember when you're doing this is that it will spin if you're not careful. And as you can see there, spun like a top. All right, but we managed to save it. And here's what you should be doing. Okay, so I laid a thread base. Now this one, as you can see, there's actually a kink. Okay, there's a kink there, so it's not straight, and that kink makes it so that it stops this from rolling, just like that. See, now I can kind of pressure it and it's not going to go anywhere. So also we're using monofilament for our thread. Okay, you'll need a pair of scissors, obviously, comb, very important. The hair that we're using is actually fly tying hair, and you know there's a bunch out there. They all work. Okay, so we're gonna be using 3 colors. It's gonna be white, okay, and then there's a middle stripe which is light blue, and then we're gonna top it off with dark blue. So what's gonna happen is that it'll kind of look like a fish with the dark back and the lighter lighter side. And also what's going to happen is that on the sides we're going to put what's this, we are going to put what am I going to say, crystal flash. There we go. So crystal flash. All right, so that's the one right here. Okay, let's start. Now the thing with this is that it's not necessarily something that it's not necessarily something that would require a lot of precision. By the way, a good pair of scissors when it comes to stuff like this is very, very, you'll appreciate it. It's important. All right, so for this particular one, and I'm gonna adjust. Okay, there we go. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to taper the ends. Now a lot of the trolling lures actually have like a straight end, but this is kind of not your conventional trolling lure. It's literally a trolling fly. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of purists would actually disagree with me on this. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie the bottom first. So we're gonna flip it over, okay? And as you can see here, we are tapering the end. Okay, so there we go. And spread it a bit, just like that. Okay, and what we want is to wrap this so that it's kind of right there. All right, now this should be longer than this when you fold it. Okay, by a tad bit. Now, over the years, I kind of acquired the habit of just checking. Okay, so there we go. All right. Now we're gonna get some crystal flash. So instead of a hook, you have the head. And because it's round, you know, it's kind of have to be symmetrical when you're dealing with this. Now, with the flash, don't overdo it. It's very easy to overdo flash. So I'm gonna count the number of strands that I'm gonna put in. Okay, so I'm gonna start with 1, 2, 3, 4. A little goes a long way. Okay, a little goes a long way, and you'll see that later it's actually gonna look pretty. Well, it's gonna look pretty, but it's going to look more natural. The dogs agree. Okay, now see the strands there. I'm gonna fold it back. There we go. Don't have to cut it. Okay, so you have 4 there, and then go around to the other side, and we'll put 4 there as well. And I'm not going to cut this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is regular crystal flash, so it's actually kind of on the thicker side. Okay. I have this bit of space here that I'm okay, that's overexposed, dude. There we go. So, oh wow. All right, so contrast, it's white. So, all right, so you have that space right here that you're working on. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can see. That's kind of like the space that we're tying all this onto. Okay, just that one bit right there. There you go. Okay, so just that one bit. That's the space we're working with. And as you can see, like the other one, see these? So just fold them in. And guess what? You don't have to be super precise. Okay. Like nature is not symmetrical. So you can make mistakes, little mistakes, and it's gonna be okay. There we go. Okay, here's something important. So when you're tying something like this, right? Go all the way to the end here, like that, until you're at the angle of where it starts to actually go up. Okay, very, very important when you're tying stuff. All right, so now that we have that, we will put in like a light blue hair. I have mine in like bundles and stuff, so you know, like these. So I'm gonna take some, and preferably when you're doing this, you have to be very careful of the proportion because you don't want to overdo it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this here. It's in a bag. All right, so, and this is very light blue. And we do the same thing. Okay. Like so. And you have to kind of, so this is where the hair, the comb comes in. Okay. What you want is to actually comb it and then it'll blend. Okay. There we go. So don't worry if the hair is kind of unruly. It's fine. Okay, so basically what you want is half of this. That's the quantity. Okay, so as you can see there, okay, as far as the length is concerned, see, I've also kind of hit the length as far as that's concerned. So half of it's not easy. It takes a while to get there, I would say. So material handling is something you learn. It's not easy. So like this, like the proportioning, it's not, you know, it's practice. So there's no way around it. There's no silver bullet. So all right, so you can see there. So basically you want half of the volume of this. Okay, and you can see there that it's actually kind of there, half. Okay, now we're gonna take like dark blue. This is oh man, this hair is actually all over the place, but should be all right. I don't like this hair. Okay, so cut this here. I've never liked this blue ever since, like this dark one. Never ever really liked it. So okay, we have the dark blue. We are going to take that. Okay, we're just in a, there you go. Okay, it's like all over the place, man. All right. Nope. Nope. So I'm gonna see the thing with this with this plastic hair is that you could actually like these, you could take them to the bathroom and run hot water in this thing, and it'll get them to behave. Okay, that should be it. This should be it. If you want to do things fast, you need to prepare everything beforehand. So this is it right here. Just going to, so this is kind of kinky right here, not the person. Okay, there we go. All right, so then take that. Okay, you saw that I folded it, right? And then we can put this there. Again, you can see that it's the same length. So like that. See, layer it. So you folded it, right? Now you fold this, and then you fold the white. careful not to mix them. Okay, you can mix the white with the blue, but don't mix the blue underneath. That's the hard part, challenging. This is actually a job for a bodkin. Okay, so you can just take, if there are errant hairs, okay, just like that. See, you can separate. Okay, there we go. So as far as the white is concerned, it's actually not bad. It's the blue. Okay, so there, wrap, and kind of spread it when you're doing that. Okay, just a couple of wraps to kind of make it there. Just keep so that it's in its own side, you know, it doesn't go haywire on you. And then we can, there you go. Take that there, you see it? Just like that. And then what you could do is another 2 wraps or so, couple of wraps. Bang, just like that. All right, let's take this off. Okay, there we go. Now you can actually wrap this like so. As you can see here, I'm pretty sure you can see it from the background, right? Just so you can see how it looks like. Okay, like that. Okay, there's one hair here that's giving me a problem. And again, that's a job for the bodkin. Take the bodkin. Okay, there's just one right here. All you have to do is take it and then kind of move it down or cut it. There you go. That's it. Yeah. Now, as far as the blue is concerned, I'll show you guys later, but we'll finish this first. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to clean up the wraps. Okay. And then we're gonna comb this and shape it. Okay. So I am just going to clean up the wraps, take off the gaps and all that so that it looks all right. Okay. So as you can see there, it's a miracle that it looks clean. Wow. I'm surprised. Sometimes I surprise myself. Okay, so a bit more. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. And what we'll do is actually cut that. Now, if you've done your homework, what happens is that this will have a natural taper. And then you'll just have like this blue being an asshole. So all you have to do is actually kind of trim that. But when you trim it, don't trim it from here. You trim it from the back. All right, so see. Now, what you do first is actually get a comb, okay? And then we're gonna blend it. There we go. So when you blend it, the fibers blend. Okay. See? Now you actually have a profile. Now see this here? Okay. You see the tail? It's not keeping well. So what you do is actually take a pair of scissors, a long pair of scissors, and then you just shape it. Remember, it's 3-dimensional, so you shape it 3D. Just like that. Okay. So I'm happy with that. Okay. Now from here, you could actually do a lot of things. All right. So if you want to put a red throat, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not. Okay. What it's missing though is kind of like an eye, you know. So we're gonna put an eye. I have eyes for someone. There they are. They're not the perfect eyes for this, but it's all I have right now. So we're just gonna freaking use it. Now, these are yellow eyes. Okay, so we are going to get a bodkin. Okay, it's getting so busy here. All right, so bodkin, put some super glue. Okay, I'm gonna put it here, kind of in the middle. Okay, so you'll see the division. Okay, where the flash is. Like, wow, what a coincidence. Okay, so I'll take a knife here. Take one eye. I would much rather have like a white eye or a red eye for this or something, you know, but what the heck? This is what we have. Okay, so uh, just arrange, put it there. All right, so moisture will actually kind of help at this point. What you want is that to be centered, okay? Kind of centered to where the flash is. Now, I have a zapper thing here. So just so it's fast, okay? Right, that's dry. And then we'll put another one here. And by George, it still has super glue here. We could just, wow, it's like I meant for it to be like that. So, you know, but that's totally an accident. Right, so this here. Now, you use this for like kingfish, queenfish off of a kayak or a boat. This is, they're hardly going to say no to this. Dorado, even sailfish would eat this. Okay, so you see where it is with the flash, so it's lined up there. Right now, we're gonna zap this sucker. Okay. Now, I'm gonna wait for that to evaporate a little bit. We're not done yet. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. Probably better if we do it from the back. Like so. All right, because the next, you're gonna have to see clearly. Next step. All righty, there we go. So, like that. All right, and what we want is perfect. That's what we want. All right, now, man, I really wish I had like the proper ice. I have them here somewhere. Like even big ones, you know, like big eyes and stuff. All right, let me get a tissue. Might as well get the box. All right, so we're gonna make a mess here. I'm gonna take off the glue and I'm gonna clean the tip up, okay? So this was exposed to cyanolate, super glue, and I'm gonna dry it off with this. All right, so what happened here is that we have super glue and I put accelerator so that everything's dry so that I can scrape it. This is just a needle, a plain needle, really. I don't know what this is called, what kind of needle this is called, but I just got it from a sewing kit, like a big needle sewing kit. Okay, and it has like a paddle sort of tip, so you can see there. And this is what I use for like gluing stuff, or you know. All right, now surprise, surprise, epoxy, and it's just cheap epoxy. Just cheap epoxy that you can get from Amazon. All right, so like this one, right? See, I got it off of Amazon. Cheap, 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 cheap. All right, now what we do, get our light ready as well. Okay, so UV light. This is not, it's Loon. It's not unbranded. So that's the, okay, now what we do is just put UV glue and make sure that you're getting the eye covering it and stuff. All right. Just if you have a rotary vise, makes your life easier because all you have to do is just actually kind of rotate it like that. Okay. Now, there's a critical part that you need to pay attention to here. Now, if you see here, okay, that part, you'll see that the epoxy resin will saturate that. Very, very important. Okay. Very, very important. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to spin that thing. Spin that thing. Okay. I'm going to pause for a little bit here. Get a tissue. All right. Because what I want is for that to spread onto the wraps, but not the head. So I'm going to just take it off there. Okay. Just clean it off. Now, if you have a light coat there, that's fine, you know. But as you can see here, I'm just turning it. Now, there's two things that I'm doing here. Okay, one is that I'm helping spread the epoxy so that it's coating everything evenly. And the coating will actually protect the wraps. Very, very critical, okay? The other thing is that if you look, everything is saturating. So while you're doing this, and I'm gonna take off some of the pressure here so it's easier. All right. So as you're spinning this, what happens is that it's making things even, and at the same time, it's also letting the glue saturate. Okay. And if you see, there's very little white spaces there, and that's kind of like the indication that it's already saturated. Okay. Now, from there, what you do is just shine the light, shine bright like a diamond. Okay, and then slowly turn it still because it's still not dry yet. Okay, so there you go. Here's what I do. Like I put a finger there so that the distance is always equal. There. Slowly, slowly, not a contest. If you're doing these commercially, then okay, you do fast. Or you look for something else that makes it fast, you know? That's pretty much it. Okay, so pay attention to the eye, that. I'm gonna leave this uncut, actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna run it through the editor, just so the quality would be kept. You know, the color and all this. But I'm gonna leave this uncut so that you guys can see everything. You know, no hocus pocus here. All right, so there. Now you have a choice of either cutting those little. I mean, this doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, like these what do you call this? These things here. You know, you can just cut them. The flash. So there's see this part here. It doesn't. This side it doesn't really like go unruly. But if it does, then take it. So there we go. That's your fly right there. See? And this will catch a lot of fish, man. So when it's in the water, it's like that. And see the taper, right? So it looks like a minnow. Hold on. It's up there. Okay, so it's when it's in the water, it actually compresses, right? Like that. And then this tail here actually wiggles. So you can see that it's kind of like when you're tying it, you kind of have to imagine how it would look like in the water. Now for me, and also look at the flash, it's actually longer. So it forms kind of like the tip of the tail. So there you go. As you can see, something that's really cool. Now, you could do a lot with this because as far as the body is concerned, there's like similarities of how it would look like, you know, simulating a squid or something. So you could actually use this as a squid simulator as well. Okay, so you could do something very simple, like something like this, kind of like a dart, you know. Okay, and that's the same head. See, that's the same head. So basically, you could do quite a lot with this. Now, for me, I'm making something like what we call a what's this surf candy, you know, kind of like that. So you can see, you know, or you could do it like this, like a fly, and that works. You know, you could adjust your materials. You could make the material so it's like. By the way, look at this. So it's not tapered well. And what I will do is come from behind. Okay. And just like that, you can see that it's tapered. Bang. Nicely. See, so it's not rocket science. It's actually kind of easy. All right. And I hope you guys can actually like try something like this. Now here again, okay, if you think that that's not like being anal here, but if it doesn't suit your taste, okay, you can just trim it. But you trim from the back. All right, so there we go. So now, bang, okay, it's a bit more fishy. Now when it's relaxed, you know, when you're paddling and then you stop, when it goes down, it kind of forms like a bigger silhouette. But generally what happens is if it's in the water, it will collapse and go like this. So that's going to be the shape when it's running. And then the tail. Now, you can see that it's actually moving. See? So that's going to wiggle. That's going to wiggle. Okay, so again, like I said, if that bothers you, all you have to do is just cut. Done deal. See? This other side, if it's being unruly, I kind of like these little things, in the head area. So I'm not gonna totally eliminate it. So it's just like small glints and stuff. Because what happens is when you're out in when this is swimming, because of the material, it becomes translucent. Okay, this kind of becomes see-through, and all those little stuff, they kind of help. They kind of help. Alrighty, so I'm gonna trim this some more here. It's arts and crafts, like literally. And you can go like hours just doing that, There we go. That's it for me. That's final. Okay. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed this. So more to come of these things as I am ramping up with production and stuff. I'm probably just going to do like general stuff with different colors and shit. So I'm going to show you guys that as well. That is it for this video. And hold on. Let's see you guys. There we go. So, whoa, kind of dark, right? Like I have my my special better. I have my different glasses so that I can actually see. Like getting old sucks, man. All right, so we'll do more. The thing with these is that it's actually a nice platform for creativity. You have smaller sizes, you have bigger sizes, you have heavier stuff. It's like this is the biggest that I have right here, and it's a different shape. But okay, let me put this. So there's different shapes and sizes, and really, it's just literally your imagination that's the limit for these things. I think when it comes to tying, or like anything that's remotely related to creativity, it's your imagination that stops you. So there's materials that I use that are very unconventional. Like these tubes here, these are different, but they're actually kind of useful. So I have pink and white. They are not like they're some sort of decoration. They're for like flower arrangement and stuff. But when I saw it, I was like, hey, I could use that. So I used them. You can make like the bodies, like that. And as you can see, this is full. This is thick. It's for tuna. Okay. And I just put an eye on that, and then it looks like a fly that's called a surf candy. And with this, my God, man, this is like a small thing like this for tuna. Especially even queens and stuff, it's the game for them. So I'm gonna ramp up on the tying. At least there's like several varieties, and I'm thinking of other things that I can do to, especially in the winter time. There's a lot of people that's gonna be experimenting on stuff. So, and for me, like for my fishing, these are the types of stuff that I use. So if people are gonna ask, it's kind of a bummer if they're asking where they could get it and there's none. It's like, oh, I made them, and then they're like, what the heck? So I'm probably gonna talk to Barracuda and have a few, just distributed there for people if they need it. You know what I mean? So that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I'd like to thank the members. And for those guys that haven't yet, if you want to learn, like, subscribe, share. Alrighty, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Again, class dismissed.